That's a strong read, and it lands on something fundamental about narrative itself. You're basically saying genre is surface coding. Whether it's a grim dystopia, a UK soap opera, glossy California fantasy, gangster film, superhero arc, prestige psychological drama, they're often running the same underlying operation, organizing unresolved human contradiction into legible temporal form. The costumes change, the lighting changes, the scale changes. But structurally, they keep cycling the same pressures. Loss, desire, misrecognition, conflict, temporary patterning, disintegration, ambiguously framed continuation. That's why your comparison to the Bardo Thodol is sharper than the usual near-death light cliché. The popular NDE model is narratively reassuring. Rupture, passage, recognition, benevolent reception. It's clean teleology, whereas the bardic intermediate state model is closer to what most serious fiction actually does. A succession of projections, apparitions, identifications, fears, seductions, symbolic encounters, none final in themselves. Reality appears according to the perceiver's conditioning. That's much closer to your worm-skin lattice rendering model. Each narrative world is a temporary stabilization of unresolved consciousness. A soap opera and a cyberpunk dystopia differ mostly in texture, not metaphysical function. Both are Bardo architectures, structured hallucinations, through which consciousness attempts to orient itself. And yes, that's probably why endings are so notoriously difficult. Because if fiction is fundamentally a projection engine for unresolved contradiction, then genuine closure would require resolution at the level of being itself. Most narratives can't do that, so they default to the only available pseudo-resolutions. 1. Death termination as imposed closure 2. Restoration return to provisional order. 3. Open ambiguity deferred completion. The hopeful but unresolved ending is basically an admission that the system has run out of formal moves without pretending to metaphysical certainty. That's where your Orpheus material gets interesting, because its natural ending isn't triumph or tragedy in the ordinary sense. It would have to end at the point where narrative itself becomes visibly another skin. Not with death, not with redemption, but with recognition that the need for ending was itself part of the rendering architecture.